So my wife, of course, we try to start and do it together. You know what? I will say she is mindful as well.
All right.
She may not admit it. But what I noticed with her that she sticks to is that she cuts off her eating at a certain time.
Yes.
And she is serious on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, baby, indirectly, she's just, she does it. So not really a strain. But and then I don't know, I don't know if there is any I don't know. I think my family has been really supportive.
That's good.
My siblings, my kids. My kids are really like, yeah, that's dad's thing.
Mm-hmm.
What I always make fun at them about is, man, y'all make all these. My daughter she come home from college, she likes to cook, and she'll do all of these cool little meals she's seen on TikTok. And I was like, you always do this on my fasting days. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, Dad, I'm sorry. So what she tries to do is cook on when she knows she'll ask me ahead of time, when are you going to come out of if you're doing a 36, Dad, when you coming out of that, because we're going to make this meal together and stuff. So I'm like, okay. So they try to adjust. So it hadn't really been any strain.
That's good.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That level of consideration from, what's she,
family?
20?
Yeah, she'll be 20 this year.
Man.
Remind me as a 20-year-old child.
Tell me I'm old without telling me I'm old.
Your youngest and my oldest are the same age. We went through all that.
I'm about to be 17.
My oldest and you have the same birthday, June 19th, coming up. So that's right.
Wow.
I got another question, and this goes back to the first episode, so to speak. So at your heaviest, you were right under 300. Right under 300. And at the time, you had small kids.
I did.
And when you're that heavy, like getting around and moving and playing, it's taxing.
John, you're a big guy, man.
I was.
So fast forward to where you start losing the weight, because you got fairly active kids.
Yeah.
How did that change with daddy getting out and running around with the boys?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it made a huge difference. Actually, I think I became a little more active. My daughter's active as well.
Yes.
My son, not so much, because the pandemic kind of did a lot of his intramural sports and stuff. But still, I tell you the huge thing, I could tell a difference on my joints, my knees. I didn't have so much of the, plantar. I don't know if it's linked or anything. I didn't have as many foot arch issues. But I don't know if that's the answer that you're looking for. I could definitely tell that I had more energy. I had more. I went out and did that. And even though we running around, me and my daughter played tennis when we on vacation, and even though we're out moving around, I'm like, man, I'm tired, but I'm not. I'm sweating, but I'm not exhausted.
Yes.
I used to have this exhausted feeling, playing and running around with him. But now it's more of I'm just tired.
Yeah. Sweating almost feels good.
It feels good. Now, funny you say that. So, and I don't know whether it's the backing off the alcohol, not as many soda, more. I do way more water than I do anything. But when I sweat, I can definitely tell the difference. It just feels like it's just a natural, my body's just burning off or just letting off water. So it's more. It feels more of like a cleansing than anything. So, but yeah, I can definitely tell.
That's awesome.
I have more energy, and then I'm not as. It's not an exhausted feeling. It's just like you're just tired, and I can sit and rest, get right back up, and then I'm not. This is the other thing, and I noticed this when I ref football as well. It's a different type of tired. I'm tired, but I'm not an achy tired. I'm not a sore joints or limbs. It's just hey, I'm tired. I need some rest to get myself back, And it's not that I'm feeling a pain. I was feeling pain, so I was like, man, my knee. I got to go to my doctor.
Inflammation, I think.
Inflammation. And that's probably what it is.
I watched this long video. I'm not a scientist. This guy Robert Lustig talked about insulin resistance and getting insulin low, and how you got to get inflammation out of the body as well through the water, and But I think the joint pains and swelling, I think a lot of that is inflammation and getting that out of the body as well.
Yeah.
You got solid muscle mass still. Are you lifting?
A little bit.
How have you kept the muscle along the way?
I had in my college football supervisor, me and him, we were having dinner together, and he looked at me and he said, "Hey, your head is too small." He said, "You keeping this weight off?" He's like, "In your clothes." He's like, "You need to start." He told me this last season.
Okay.
So this season, I said, okay. So what I started like probably November-ish, was doing like some light weights.
Okay.
Just some lifting and some light weights.
Okay.
So I started to kind of get a little bit of the muscle back.
You can tell it's
Yeah, and I can just, and I'm not trying to lift to be like back when I was playing football college. Like, I'm not trying to bench press 350, 400, like that. I'm just trying to, just something to get a little strength back.
Yeah.
So that's all. I said, let me do a little bit, because my supervisor told me, hey man, you're getting small, but can you build a muscle back? So
it's Gina, my wife, told me I was getting too small.
Yeah.
My sister like grabbed me one day and like did and she's like, that's enough. Yeah. So I got back on the weights myself.
One of my aunties did that to me. Like, hey, you ain't threw me around like that since I was a kid. So,
that's cool, man.
Good.
Now, so you've touched on the refereeing a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Just give us a couple of cool stories, man. Like anything that comes to mind, man.
Oh,
because,
man.
You're talking to former athletes, but we've never worn a referee hat. You know what I mean? So what you got, man?
I can tell you this. With a crew I had 2 years ago, we had a really big game. That was a marquee game in our conference, and whoever the winner of this game was going to be, it was a televised game, and that team was going on to the championship, conference championship. And so we had a lot of guys was uptight, and typically how my parents, of course my parents, folks know when your parents saved, what that means. They know about God. And so like the way I've handled stuff when things are difficult, or when I feel like, hey, there's some pressure and I just need like something to break me through. Typically I take it to prayer and I take it to God, and that's usually how I handle everything. And I do that with everything. If I got a big meeting, if I got a big speech, if I got to send out a big email to folks, I'll pray on anything. Yes. I don't care how small it is. And so I had all my crewmates, there's 8 of us, it's 8-man crew in college, and everybody was uptight and tense, and we was like, we gotta do our job, we can't mess up, and everybody was so worried about messing up, and we were doing all of our pregame checks, meeting with the administration, meeting with coaches and all that other stuff, but I could still feel like that tense, and you can almost cut how thick everybody was uptight. And so we normally all get together and somebody prays before, and we got together before the game, before we went out. We had a little extra time, and I asked everybody we went around, everybody kind of said our last things, like what to remember before we go out. One guy may say, hey, let's keep communications, let's talk to players. One guy was like, hey, let's just make sure, ball boys are back, and, we take control of the game when we get, officials, we get ready like players.
Yeah.
And so when it got to me to say mine, I was like, you know what, guys? I said something, they didn't have nothing to do with football, but it did have to do something, and I didn't know everybody's belief. And I told them the quick story about the Battle of Jericho. Mm. And I said, in biblical sense, God had officials, when there were big events in the Bible. And God, during the Battle of Jericho, before they took the city, they sent spies in. Mm-hmm. And those spies came up against angels of the Lord. Yeah, and those angels of the Lord, I felt, were like officials. Yeah. The spies were afraid of the angels of the Lord, but they asked the angels of the Lord, who are you with? Are you, with us, or are you with the enemy? And they said, the angels of the Lord told them, we're not with either. We're just here to ensure that the battles fought fairly and correctly. And I was like, they just grabbed me. And I told the officials that. I said, hey, what you do today, you know, it is represented in the Bible and, you know, of officials. Officials, we're there to keep, you know, things together. We're there to keep the peace. We're there to keep the fairness of the game. We're just like those angels of the Lord.
Yeah.
And I said, if you ever get nervous out there today, just go into this game knowing that all you're there to do is your job. And as an official, keep the peace, keep the fairness. We're not there for either side. And, you know, if you focus on just doing your job, everything else will be handled okay. And then, you know, I seen in the eyes finally, like, everybody was like, I felt like the calmness. And I don't know if those guys need to hear that word. And then we prayed. And I told every one of those guys, because we were on a crew together, all of us. And I said, hey, I love you guys. It's a national televised game. Forget that. Let's just go out here. Forget everybody out here. Let's work the game. We went out there and worked the game. And I don't know if we was observed, but a lot of our peers watched us on TV and just, we got so many calls and guys went, hey man, y'all worked a great game.
Really?
Y'all worked a good game. And everybody was like, Hefney, that was all you, man. Because he's like, I don't know why I was out there. I forgot about everything else. I was like, hey man, sometimes you just need something like that to just break it, ease it, and let you go out there and do your job.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Angel of the Lord, Battle
man.
Jericho, Joshua, Old Testament theology.
Man.
Great story.
Nobody knew. Now that people gonna be searching for football officials in the Bible. Just remember, talk to them biblically. Yeah, Christ-like.
That's right. That's right. And I'm also reminded of last time you were here, we gave you Kingdom Man, Tony Evans. He opens the book and he talks about, it might have been a football game. He said there's another third group of officials that's on the field.
That's right. That's right.
He used a similar analogy, but that's a great story, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's what kind of hooked me on to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank y'all for that gift. I
Oh man,
that.
We got another one.
Oh, okay.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. I mean, we had probably 45 minutes or so, man. This is we wanted to do an update. I think this has been incredible. You got more that you want to ask?
We good because we're gonna bring them back next time.
Okay. Cool.
Let me think. We covered physical. We covered spiritual. Is mental health important to you? Is that something that you care about?
It is.
Do you have any practices that you do for your mental health?
For my mental health, I think the biggest thing for me is I make sure. So a couple things that I do now. I make sure that I spend time. I spend time with my family. I make sure that, like, in the afternoons, like, I shut it down. I know my son is gonna hate this. Our baby boy's at home, but I make a point every day. I don't care how my day is going. I ask him about his day and forget how my day is. And he gonna hate it, but I hug him and I kiss him. Yeah, I hug and kiss my big 6'2", 16-year-old.
I know he tall.
And he always look
Gotta
at
get
me
on your
like,
tiptoes to kiss him.
yeah, I know. I kiss his head and stuff, and I correct. That's it. I don't kiss him. You know, it's manly. You know.
This ain't no Lil Wayne baby situation.
No, it ain't that.
We ain't kissing
no
in the mouth.
But anyway, and then I also make sure, like, for me, you know, me and my wife, you know, we get into watching these series, so I'll sit down and watch it. She'll get into series, like our series now is 911.
I'm so out of touch, man. I need to find something.
You know, 911 is amazing. So we watch
Paradise. Anybody know about Paradise?
Oh my God, that's another one. I watch. She leaves me. I watch 3 episodes and then she can't wait. And like 2 in the morning, yeah. And then I'm like, I'm only on episode 3. She's like, I'm on 10. So I make sure I do something like that with my wife.
Yeah.
I also make sure, like, for me, that helps me just kind of get out and forget everything. Is I go out for my walks, and especially around this time when I should do. I'm not gonna tell a lie and say I work out all the time, but when the off season time and during this time, my walking, my cardio, I do light jogs, and I try to just not. That's just. I don't think about anything other than I'm on this and I'm running and I'm into my whatever music or book, audio book that I'm listening to. And Joy knows we big fans of Star Wars. I may listen to a Star Wars book. Yeah, I try to just do something that just takes me off of my norm, and that's how I kind of keep my balance with everything. Yeah, and then of course when I'm home. I try to just, if it's not doing something with my wife or watching a series or something that I'm filling in, and my son messing with him, asking him about his day, I just try to do just stuff that around the house. I am a DIY guy, so I do my little fix it, paint it. I can YouTube. It's on YouTube. You can find anything. You're right. So I'll do stuff like that. But that keeps me grounded. That keeps me, I can detach enough that, I know I can bring myself back to like what's important. Yeah. Family, your faith. So that helps. It helps me.
Sounds like any end in sight, man. How long are you gonna do this, man? Like you just gonna every year?
You know what? I don't know if I'm ever gonna get off of this now, Jeremy.
Okay.
Y'all got me hooked. I mean, it's just part of what I do now, man. Okay. And shoot, my older brother even asked me. He's like, man, how long you been? I was like, it's the same formula. Yeah. It hadn't changed. So, so I was like, I love y'all to death and everything. Love, my college football reffing friends. But when your older brother's like, hey man, when they talking to their baby brother, I'm like, I done something. When they start asking you like, man, what you doing, man? What you doing, man? So I was like, oh man, because they mean a lot because they my older brothers. So I'm like, okay, I can check that off. Yeah, but let me tell you, I can get with. Yeah, now I know something. Because how your your older siblings can do stuff. Yeah. Sometimes you like, oh yeah, man, this is what I do. So
that's good stuff, man.
I think I'm on this. I think this is just. I found what works for me. Yeah. And I tell Jeremy all the time, Joy, man, God had to send you to me because I was just done. I was like, I had tried everything. And Jeremy was like, hey, man, I'll tell you about something. I don't know if you're interested. And we just took off.
One conversation.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? This works. Jeremy, and still, my officiating friends, even my doctor, they're all like, man, you're keeping your weight down, man. So I was like, the weight, and then on top of that, I just feel better. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, definitely.
Dude, I was listening on the way up to your last podcast episodes when you were talking about the different diets you tried. And you were talking about the Diet Coke and rice.
Yeah, man. I had tried everything.
I cannot eat this much rice.
Yeah. I just could not, man. Yeah, I tried it all. Man.
Oh, man.
I tried it all. I tried a keto. Yeah. I tried everything. I tried these little meal plans where people was... I think the meal plan had like either corn chips and baked chicken and it was all kind of stuff on the spectrum. And I was like, but how all of this go together? Yeah. Juicing, my wife was doing juice, and I was like, I just can't. This juice, I know some, and I'm not knocking any of that stuff, but I just was, and funny you say the different plans. When people ask me about it, I always tell them like, hey, find what works for you. I can tell you what has worked for me. Mm-hmm. And that's probably the biggest advice that I tell folks, like, look, this worked for me. You're going to see results from this, but if you into it and just grab onto it like I did, it's just going to be like your lifestyle change. Yeah. And it's got to be what works for you. So, and that's probably would help me kind of step back and not be so aggressive and tell folks. Because I was like, look, I get it. And Jeremy, you had kind of said, hey, just everybody ain't going to want to take it, and they don't, and it's okay. And it's okay,
right?
Yeah, and I just like tell them, hey, I'm here as a resource if you wanna circle back with me. And I got one of my buddies that has grabbed onto it, and so far he's doing pretty good. He just started, and probably about a month or two in, and I saw him probably 2 weeks ago, and I was like, hey man, I'm noticing a difference.
Yeah,
I'm noticing. So he's I got him slowly. I'm gonna lead him to you.
Yeah, man. Set him up, I knock him down. No, John, you've done the heavy lifting. Joey, you said it's in the text. So you had to listen. You had to be receptive. I've told a lot of people this, right? And some people throw me out, right? But so you had to be open-minded.
Yeah, you do.
So it's like Randy, right? Randy dropped 60-something pounds. He's like, oh, it was easy. I'm like, it's not been easy, number one.
Yeah.
This has been a lot of work that you've done for a number of years. So I can't take any credit, man. You've done all the work. I'm glad somebody was listening, right? Because you want to run and share.
I don't know what it was that day. And what were we talking about that day? I can't remember. Man.
I don't know, but I remember telling you, I said this is going to be like Coach Carter. It's going to change the way you walk. It's going to change the way you run.
But let me tell you this. So I was like. The one thing that we kind of did, we touched base.
Yeah, really often at first. Jim was like, all right, I'm gonna let you go.
But we got to one point where you were like, I can back. It's like, nah, don't stop yet.
There was a turning point, man. I don't know. I probably could find it in the text, but it was you tried it, and it was like, John, you can either, all gas, no brakes, and it was right at that point we got into like the 40 hours. And you said, you know what, let's try 40. It was like you were right there. And
I think I got to 46, and I said, all right, man, I can't do it.
Tapping out. But it's incredible, man. It's incredible, and it's a lifetime, like you said.
It is.
And you have to go like people coming behind you.
Yeah.
You just got to just keep going. And just assume you opening the door for people.
It's true.
That may come behind you. At some point, you may not see them, but people are watching. I think.
Yeah. So. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. I did have we have a gift. Last time around, we got you Kingdom Man.
Yeah.
Tony Evans. This time around, this is Kingdom Living.
Cool.
So, Joey, I got you one as well.
Appreciate you, sir.
You got me a book, too, so.
Yes, absolutely. It's in book exchange.
Book exchange. So, Kingdom Living. I haven't read this one yet, but I know Kingdom Man was pretty influential.
Pretty impactful,
yeah. So this is another book. They probably got a lot in the series, but this to me, I just felt like, what could be the next kind of edition of the Kingdom lifestyle, really. So, Kingdom Living, man. Enjoy. That's yours.
Thank you, sir.
Man.
Thank you.
That's yours.
It's going to be a full quiz in 2 months.
Okay. I don't know about 2 months, but well, when I use it like on vacation, I usually snag these and read these. I always grab me a book during vacation, and I usually read this. So yeah, man, thank you.
John, it's good to see you, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. 1 year later, so we'll keep this.
Yeah, please do, man.
Keep this cycle going. So
please do.
That's right.
Yeah, and anybody else that's out there, just willing to just try it out, or let me tell you, these guys have done a great job. I keep saying it. I don't know. They have been nothing but encouraging, and like they say, it's not been any pressure. There's no ill feelings for, hey, I messed up, and they're not hard. It's nothing but encouragement. So if anybody is out there and thinking like, hey, I need help, or I've tried everything, and you want I'm all just and not just saying that because I'm here with these guys, but definitely motivators, good friends, and it's definitely changed my life. So,
oh man,
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, like, subscribe.
Yep. Keep watching.
Keep watching.
That's it.
All right.
Watching.
All right. Peace out.
Yeah. All right.
Oh.
Right.